folks. Good evening. Welcome into tonight's broadcast. I am Yak alongside B. Jilly and Clem. Clem, are you going to get on camera here, or are you just going to watch the game with your eyeballs barely in the shot?
You're not Dolany. You're T Dollar.
Yak! Yak! Yak!
You're T Dollar.
T Dollars. T Dollars. The legend of T Dollars. Who misses that story? Anyway, folks, we find ourselves in a Houston 5-0 lead in the bottom half of the sixth inning. Brandon Marsh, who's walked and stolen a base so far this game, draws in for his second at bat of the game. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 206 batting average in the postseason so far. And of course, Javier on the mound still for the Houston Astros, currently at 79 pitches on the night. Clem, to you, if you want to get on camera and get involved in the stream at all, kind of what have you seen from the Houston Astros to keep the Phillies at bay to begin this game?
Yeah, I haven't really been watching, to be honest, but Philly had a bad inning, and that was it.
Okay, I'm going to stop this for a minute. I'm watching the stream, and all I can see is Clem's forehead, not even his eyes.
It's the power of video editing, baby. It's the power of video editing. Yeah, so for the Astros, it was the tale of one inning kind of gets away from the Phillies, and it gets going a little rough. I'm not even going to humor you anymore, but it gets going a little rough there. It kind of gets away from them, and suddenly they're down 5 runs. All right. You guys did not show up to work today, did you? Anyway, Brandon Marsh draws in a 1-2 count here. Javier the pitch on the outside. It is not called strike 3. It'll be ball 2 instead on the fastball, 93 mile an hour. 82 pitches into the night now is Javier, who still riding that shutout, and maybe hopefully for the Phillies, we cursed it there with a 5-run Houston lead, which they've already erased a couple of times in this series. B. Jilly, we're going to go right to you. You can call me T Dollars. I'm going to call you B. Jilly. Hold on. Marsh has just grounded it to the right side over to first. That is the first out of the inning. Just what have you seen from the Phillies in this series that would indicate, you know what, you're down 5-0 in the bottom of the sixth, but the game is far from over?
Just play your game. They did it to come back down 5-0 in the first game. Stick to your game plan. Javier has some decent pitches. Don't get me wrong about that. It could go anywhere. Just look for the pitch you're hoping for.
And Clem, I want to ask you a quick question based on it being a 5-0 score for Houston. You've got a little bit of concern here in the fact that you believe if Houston wins this game, it very quickly could be 3-2 Houston at the end of tomorrow, going back to Houston in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said last night, it's a must-win for Philly, I think, but more so a must-win for Houston because you have to. They have a no-hitter going? What the frick? I didn't even know that.
All right, nobody wanted to check the score box apparently before we streamed. That was really smart on us. All right, good work.
But didn't have a clue, but it was a must-win for Houston. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Wheeler Verlander tomorrow, and I mean, Verlander's clearly the better pitcher. I think Wheeler has a chance, but Verlander's the better pitcher, and if Houston wins tonight, it's going to be hard to beat Verlander twice. I mean, they beat him once. He got the no decision. They scored 5 runs off of him, but to beat him twice is going to be hard. It is at home, so Philly's got a chance, and I still think it's possible. But, I mean, unless you play your cards right, you're probably going to lose. But also, now the question is, does Philly want to play Wheeler against Valdez in the 6th game and then Suarez in game 7 and just kind of, give up tomorrow and see what they can do with their bullpen or something? But, yeah, not looking too hot for Philly. I still think it's possible, but a lot better look for Houston.
And while now back to you, B. Jilly, just quickly on the fact of as Schwarber finds himself in a 2-2 count, 88 pitches now to Javier. Just quickly, how much do the Phillies need to get the long ball going in this game if they want to try to get back into it? It's obviously been a recipe for success this series so far. How much would a home run here in the sixth and then maybe another quick one to begin the seventh really change the complexion of this game?
Well, in order to get the long ball going, you got to get some hits. They've had, I know, 2 batters for sure on base, both walks, both stole second, but you got to get hits going before you talk long ball. You need guys in scoring position first. You got the bottom of the sixth here, seventh, eighth, and ninth. You need at least one of those innings to be a 2-run inning and the rest being ones to tie this game. So if you could get a couple long balls, it's going to be good, but you need to try and tie this game before the ninth.
Over to the bottom of the sixth, 2-0 Javier pitching that shutout, no hitter so far, and like B. Gilly said, they got to get some hits as it's a 1-0 count. I think that should have been a called strike anyway to Rhys Hoskins. However, he'll take it, and the Phillies will take a little bit of the luck. 0 for 2 so far tonight, a pop out and a foul out for Rhys Hoskins, who's only batting a $190 in the postseason this year. Keep that in mind, would you? As Javier draws in for pitch number 91 of his evening. He'll be sky high back into the stands off of the bat of Hoskins. 93 mile an hour there from Javier, and I think big thing here, I think to both of you, just does Javier continue for the seventh, or do they draw him out to close up this game?
They draw him out. They have to. If this game goes to 7, you can bet anything that he's the game 7 starter over Lance McCullers.
Clem, to you?
What?
With Javier, do you think they draw him out after this inning because he's at 92 pitches, or do they let him keep pitching that shutout no-hitter?
No, I feel he'll come out. If they got somebody warming, he'll come out.
There we go. So that's the consensus on the board for you in the stream. We get set for a 2-1 to Hoskins to pitch in. Hoskins will sky this one nice and deep and long into the night foul down the left field line. Bryce Harper waiting in the hole, and of course on deck you've probably got a pretty good guy up there as well. I don't know the Phillies lineup tonight. Don't pretend like I do. You guys are the experts. I'm just the guy casually playing video games and showing up for a live stream. 93 pitches now for Javier, as it feels like the Phillies fans are standing. Seems like they think they might have Javier on the ropes a little bit here in a 2-2 count to Rhys Hoskins. This one's a pitch outside, ball 3. You know what? A little bit of tension. A little bit of tension in this sixth inning, as you know, this might be kind of the last breath for the Phillies before they get into the Astros bullpen. And like we both said, if that's all coming into the next inning, how much the Phillies want to get something done right here on this pitch? Absolutely. Nice foul back by Rhys Hoskins just to avoid getting frozen. Yeah, Javier done after this inning, almost guaranteed. 95 pitches, 3-2 count in the bottom half of the sixth inning, 2-0. They're actually working a little bit quicker tonight, eh? You guys noticing that? The pitchers are working a little bit quicker. We're getting to the next pitch a little bit quicker here in this sixth inning. And here's Javier. We're set to deliver the 3-2, 95 pitches on the night. 96, Hoskins smokes it down the left field line. Again, foul. And did you see that Phillies tracksuit the Black girl's wearing? That's a pretty slick little red and white uniform there.
I didn't see it.
Yak, you have a girlfriend.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's a lot of red and white. Like, it was a whole-on 90s tracksuit kind of thing out there in left field. As Javier is going to get things going here against Rhys Hoskins. And this one's going to be played right to Pena at shortstop. Throws it across the diamond. That's the end of the sixth. Out at first base is Hoskins. And Javier, complete game all the way through his outing. Bottom of the sixth, scoreless, hitless, and what a masterpiece it is.
You better know that guy on the right-hand side before it shows his name.
Yeah, that would be Devin Travis on the sports.
Yeah, after
feed.
you showed his name?
No, I know who Devin Travis is. You ain't fooling me. That was my favorite Blue Jay. Wish we would have seen a lot more from him than what we got. But folks, welcome into the stream. If you're just joining us, it's our great pleasure to have you along this evening. Hopefully the Astros don't hold on to this lead now that the bullpen's going to be into the game almost guaranteed. But Javier definitely dealing early and dealing often in this ball game, keeping the Phillies at bay and striking them out, throwing them out kind of deal. And just, wow, he had a lot of strikeouts tonight. How many is that? 6? 7? Somebody could look at a score sheet for me? 8? 9? 9 punch outs? Somebody could
You
look
can
at a
count
score
to
sheet.
9.
Thanks.
You can count to 9, eh?
I apparently can. But that's kind of where we find ourselves, just waiting for the Phillies to figure out what they're going to do offensively the rest of the game home. But of course, they got to keep the Astros at bay here in this top half of the 7th inning. Okay. Any
It
takeaways
is
from you
9
guys from
strikeout.
that bottom of the 6th inning?
It is 9 strikeouts.
I can count, boys. I can count.
You can count.
Clem, any takeaways out of that bottom of the 6th, the first inning of the game we watched live on Clumhawks?
Nah, the Phillies are gonna lose tonight.
Is it the same situation we found ourselves in when we went live with the Phillies and Astros game 3 last night, where the Astros were down 7
everyone
run?
was excited about the Phillies winning last night. Nobody likes the Astros.
I don't know. I think you've got one very vocal Astros fan on your channel, if I'm not mistaken.
Is Max here tonight?
I don't know. He's not in the chat so far, but is Max here?
Well, then he's not a real Astros fan.
To be fair,
He could be in the stands in Philly, Clem.
No, he can't afford that ticket.
I mean, I don't know. 2016
Maybe-
World Series.
to be fair, last night was a bit different because the Phillies bullpen is unbelievable this World Series.
Absolutely.
There was no way the Astros were coming back. Now, on the other hand, the Astros, they've only lost these 2 games all postseason. So this is a nice bounce back, but can their bullpen really keep them in it?
It's a good question. It's a good question. Well, that's what we're going to try and answer. And the Phillies have to turn in a good performance here to try and get it done. Javi is a little emotional in the dugout there after his performance. One of, if not the best of this World Series so far from the pitching standpoint. Probably absolutely the best. That's a stupid comment, Yak. It'll be David Robertson taking the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies here in the top half of the 7th. He pitched a 2.40 ERA in the regular season, 63.2 innings pitched. How about this? 81 strikeouts in the regular season as well. 58 games, as mentioned, a 4-3 record, and an opponent's batting average of $1.73. So, you boys ready to rip for the top half of the 7th? Let's do it. Robertson delivers
Let's
to
do
Yordan
it.
Alvarez, and it will be fouled back. So, Clem, you were mentioning about them hitting Yordan Alvarez, which was a big key turning point with the bases loaded in the inning the Houston Astros scored all their runs. You want to discuss that quickly?
Yeah, Alvarez is a good player. They didn't want to pitch to him.
They hit him.
Yeah.
That was the strategy. With the bases loaded, let's hit the man.
Yes.
All right.
Fear
Game on.
tactic.
Oh,
The thing I like though is okay, so Philly used Nola and that sucks, but maybe Nola can come back for game 7 if they need him. They used Alvarez, but or whatever his name is.
Alvarado.
That's the guy in the batter's box.
Alvarado.
They used him, which is good because I think they needed to use him after like 3 days off. So, okay. But they're not using anybody like super high leverage. And it's like if the Phillies come back, that's great. But if they don't, at least they can just kind of get through this game and, reset. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, the Phillies are off to a good start in this top half of the 7th. They've sat down Alvarez on a strikeout.
So he's rattled.
And
He got hit. He was rattled.
Now you got all of a sudden Alec Bregman coming to the batter's box here, looking to do some damage against Robertson. He'll be popped up sky high in the short left center. And Schwarber's got it. Oh, no. Instead, Stott's got it. He makes the play. And that will be out number 2 of the inning. So David Robertson right there, my friends. 2 quick outs, 5 pitches into his night. Looking to keep things at bay for the Phillies right here. Schwarber And Stott almost missed communication, but they're able to work it out and get it going. And look at this one. They're backing up. Who's got it? Who's got it? Stott reaches for it, gloves it down, gets the out, and there you go. And look at this. Schwarber calls him all the way, says, yo, bro, you got that. He gets it. And look at that reach there from Stott, who is doubting himself, but in the pressure moment, makes the play, the young kid. And now all of a sudden we'll have 2 outs in the top half of the 7th inning. Jilly? Houston done in this inning or what? Kyle Tucker at the plate.
Yeah, hopefully. Phillies need a spark, and if David Robertson can get a 1, 2, 3 in 10 pitches, that will spark them up a bit.
Well, Robertson starts Kyle Tucker with an 0-1 count, his 6th pitch of the inning. Kyle Tucker with a double and a sac fly so far this game. 238 batting average, 3 home runs, and 6 RBIs on the postseason. A 313 on base percentage, though, so keep that in mind, my friends. And here we go. It'll be David Robertson delivering the pitch down low for ball 1. And folks, I'm just going to try and grab something here quickly. So pardon me if we end up losing Jilly and them for a second. We're going to go over to sportsnet.ca and see if we can't grab the live tracker for tonight's ball game. I think we need a scoreboard. The more deep into this postseason we get, I think that wouldn't be a bad idea to have a little bit of a live tracker for us. So as you know what you're following along at with home. But how about Kyle Tucker coming up here in this at-bat? A 2-1 count now to the Phillies, or to the Astros batter. Sorry, I distracted myself. Shut up, Tyson. Be good. Let me get this link here and close this out. That'll do that, and that should stop my computer from lagging out. There we go. We lost B. Jilly and them. Clem as well, but we'll be good. And so now Kyle Tucker draws in with another pitch. It'll be down low and away for ball number 3. So a 3-1 count to them, and hopefully this will load in, Clem. I'll move this over so it's not right on top of you, and we'll get this going right here, right below me. There we go. Bingo. Bingo. Cool. All right, so Stott's moved all the way over for this at bat, and you've got Bohm just manning up a little bit of the field that he can over there, and it will be ball 4 to Kyle Tucker. So folks, there we go. That's ball 4 to Kyle Tucker. All right. Astros in business. They got a man on, worked a 5-pitch at bat. What are we thinking?
Well, you know I'm ahead of you here, so I know what happens. So I'll let you finish this half inning, and we'll get into some discussions.
All right, so it's Yuli Gurriel drawing into the box here in the top half of the 7th. Clem, any word, or you just want me to keep ripping the play-by-play here?
Ugh, I'm so far behind, I don't even know what's going on.
All right, Yuli Gurriel draws into the box here, and it is flowing right sky high into the third base side of things. There you go. That's how it goes. End of the 7th inning on a pop-up to 3-bag. And JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper, and Nick Castellanos, my friends, due up for the Philadelphia Phillies here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. All right, discussion. What do you want to discuss there, B. Jilly?
Castellanos needs to get his back going. Defensively, he's been solid all World Series. He needs to get the back going. To get back in this game, he needs to be the spark. If the first 2 guys can get on base to lead off the inning, he hits that bomb, it's a 5-3 game. We're talking a whole different scenario for the Astros.
All right, I'm just going to quickly see if ads are going through on the stream. Folks, if you're in the stream, let me know. That's just something we need to test out that we haven't had a chance to do as of yet. But absolutely, it's a completely different situation if Castellanos can get things going in terms of the bat in any aspect, right? Right now, the Phillies will take any hit they can get. And to you, Clem, who is going to be that man, if anyone tonight, that's going to hit into play, fair, and it counts in the hit column for the Philadelphia Phillies?
I'm rooting for a no-hitter, to be honest.
And I mean, you're rooting for the Phillies. That's the crazy part.
I know, but it's just cool to see a no-hitter in the playoffs. I mean, the game doesn't matter. You lose, like I said last night, you lose 5-4, you lose 5-0, get no hit. It does not matter. So might as well see a no-hitter.
And that's the most beautiful thing about baseball, right? As long as you don't chew up your bullpen losing, you don't chew up a bunch of your bench bats losing, it doesn't matter if you lose 2-1, 7-0, 5-0, 5-4. Like you're saying, a loss is a loss. Pick up and get on to tomorrow. And that's kind of what it looks like the Phillies might be trying to do here. Or this bottom half of the seventh inning might necessarily be a way for us to see this Phillies team go out there and change things around in this game and make it for some late drama. Um, any appetite for extra innings tonight, or do we all have things to do tomorrow morning?
I mean,
Nah, we're going extra innings. And last night's stream, I pointed out that all of the Astros runs in the first two games came within 4 or 5 innings. What happens again tonight? One solid inning, they score 5 runs. That's it. That's all they've done. If the Phillies can minimize that game 5, 6, 7, Phillies are winning this. Because there's no way we've played, 7. We've played 35 innings and they've scored in 6.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's very fair. Clem, rebuttal to that at all?
well, I want to see extra innings, but I only want the Phillies to win.
That's where you would not necessarily want to be racking your nerves to try and win in extras. You just, if we're gonna lose, let's lose in 9, and if we're gonna win, let's win in 9 as well, because let's not risk
Well,
losing in extras.
well, I mean, yeah. If you get to extras, though, I don't care if it goes 25 innings as long as the Phillies win.
And
But
that, man, imagine the drama we would have on Clem Hawks at that point, streaming at 2 in the morning in the 25th inning. Yiker, would we even be able to get
Not
to
gonna
sleep in the
lie,
morning?
you could go to bed and we'll keep streaming.
Yeah, I kind of got some dangerous highways to drive on. We got about 1.5 feet of snow in southern Alberta, Canada tonight, and it is a mess out there. All right, I don't know how much folks back home know about snow, but it is a mess out there. The road is ice, then there's snow, then it's melty. It's gross. Anyway, the Phillies drawn into the batter's box to begin this inning. It is JT Realmuto who, speak of a guy who needs to get it going. He needs to do something other than strike out 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts against, of course, Christian Javier, who is now out of the game. Brian Abreu in and ready to try and keep the good times rolling for the Houston Astros in Game 4. This pitch comes in, and Realmuto, as he's done all night, swing and miss.
see, the good thing, or I guess not the good thing, but the thing that I noticed is tonight the Phillies can do exactly what the Astros, or sorry, flip that. The Astros can do exactly what the Phillies did last night. Is just put in their guys who are just going to eat innings for them. They don't have to be good. They just have to get through. And I still think that plays better to the Phillies because the Phillies they used their guys or yesterday, so they get an extra day rest for when it matters in Game 7, if it gets that far. While the Astros, I mean, they still have to use good pitchers to keep the lead. I think it's a better situation for the Phillies.
Well, and here's the thing for the Astros is Bobby Abreu is out there. Brian Abreu, sorry, Bobby Abreu. Whew, throwback. Brian Abreu is out there throwing strikes against JT Realmuto. He's got him in a 1-2 count. 3 pitches into this
That
at
was
bat so
ugly.
far. Here comes pitch number 4, and Realmuto does as he's done twice before, strikes out. And that will be the first out of the bottom half of the 7th inning. 5-0 the Astros lead. Here you see the live ticker there. And Realmuto leg kicks, loads up, and whiffs right over the top of it. And he was a little bit early on that ball, I guess you could say. And misses it clean and solid as it goes back to the catcher's mitt. We'll now see Bryce Harper come up to the plate here. Bryce Harper, who I guess is dealing with just a nasty injury, and that's what's keeping him out of the field for the Phillies right now, but somehow he's still out there hitting bombs, doing his thing, and he will draw in here against Brian Abreu, who starts him with strike 1. No, that is ball 1 on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and Harper, who's faced 53 pitches in the 2022 World Series, it's all been fastballs. I think that's the big part where, I guess, probably trying to mess him up with the injury, I guess you could say. I think what I've seen is it's a torn UCL. I don't know if you guys can confirm that.
It's an elbow injury.
Here it is now. Bryce Harper draws in. He'll swing right through strike one. And that was a nasty little bite there. They've only used the breaking ball on him 9 times, and that was number 10. And I mean, he wasn't even close. He was not even close. But Harper batting .375 in the postseason. That is Looney Tunes numbers right there in the postseason for Bryce Harper, as it's a 1-1 count as Abreu delivers. And again, Bryce Harper misses on that swing, so now all of a sudden we've got a 1-2 count to Harper. Anybody got thoughts on Harper this postseason?
Well, he did what he needed to do to get him to the World Series. He got the game-winning hit yesterday. I mean, just is doing what he needs to do, just isn't doing it all the time, which is baseball.
And here's the pitch outside, the fastball taking for ball 2. So a 2-2 count now. Harper getting deep into this Abreu inning. All of a sudden 8 pitches in, and the Philly Fanatics having a good time, losing his mind back behind the Phillies dugout, enjoying this at bat from Bryce Harper, his best buddy. Abreu will settle in and get ready to deliver from the rubber yet again, and that will be a 100-mile-an-hour strikeout for Bryce Harper. So right there, 9 pitches in, Abreu's got 2 batters down, and the Phillies in trouble in the bottom half of the 7th inning, but stepping up Castellanos. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
They need to stop striking out.
That is now 11 strikeouts in the game for the Philadelphia Phillies, and they are really struggling here in this game to put bat to ball after putting up 7 runs. But Clem, I think to your point, you would say that is baseball.
Yes, sir.
Now stepping up, Castellanos looks at ball 1, the slider from Bobby Abreu. Anyway,
to me, tell me that Javier is a better pitcher than McCullers, usually, in my opinion. Just baseball.
0-2 count, 2 strikeouts for Nick Castellanos as well this game so far. He will set in for strike number 1 of his at-bat, a 1-1 count on the 90-mile-an-hour Frisbee slider, top half of the zone. 2 outs in the bottom half of the 7th to the Phillies. And that slider, that was a little frisbee, that is for sure. Just kind of soft served it up there at 90 miles an hour, top corner of the zone, far and out from Castellanos as he is ready for. They are going to call that. Sorry, they called that ball 2.
Yeah.
Excuse me? That was ball 2.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, how? Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see it, to be honest.
Well, we now got a 2-1 count to Castellanos in the bottom half of the 7th. 2 outs, 12 pitches.
I'm on a
as Abreu.
2-2 count.
And it's now a 2-2 count to Castellanos on the swinging strike from the pitch from Abreu. And now all of a sudden, 13 pitches in, Abreu looking to shut out the lights in the 7th and send us home into the 8th and 9th innings. And B. Jilly, you're concerning me here when you start looking down over there. Anytime your facial expression changes, but even the scoreboard's more updated than I am. Yikes, that's a tough go. That's a foul ball there. And I guess if I hit the go live button, we probably would know what's going on in this game. And how about this? Yeah, that's it. That's where we sit.
Yeah, Castellanos, Harper, and JT need to put the ball in play. All 3 of them looked like they were swinging for the fences. Get it to the green. If you rack up 2 singles in a row, especially if one's back up the middle and misses the pitcher, he gets rattled.
It's true.
The Phillies are not doing anything to rattle the pitcher right now.
I mean, when you're
what do you guys think about Young Gravy?
What?
Huh?
Young Gravy?
What?
What do y'all think about Young Gravy?
You talking kid
Who's
talk
Young
over here?
Gravy?
Yeah, what? Who
Who's
is
Young
this?
Gravy?
Keep it on
He's
ball.
a rapper.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he like a Phillies fan or an Astros fan?
No,
So why are we talking about him?
What?
just curious.
Okay, anyway, folks.
It'd be like me saying, "Hey Tyson, did you see the score of the Raptors game? They won by 40 plus points."
What?
They actually did, but
Oh, okay.
I think it was like 143 to 100.
Hmm. Yeah, that would be about that. It's 5-0 for Houston in the bottom half of the 7th inning as Clem throws us an absolute curveball. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, sometimes when you just do it live, you do it live. Clem, any baseball thoughts?
Yeah, I think the Phillies would be a lot better with Young Gravy tonight.
Clem got onto this stream and chose violence today.
Okay, I'm not drinking anything right now.
Oh boy, we were off the rails in the
Hey, that's fine.
mid.
We're streaming. We had 4 people in here.
Yeah, now we're down to 2. We drove the 2 people looking for baseball away. Javier, 6 innings pitched, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts.
How was that a ball?
Bro, I'm not that live yet. Give me a sec. Oh, don't have the go live button yet. Here's the pitch. Eflin absolutely throws a dart of a sinker, but as B. Jilly reacted moments ago, it is ball 1. Zach
But the
Eflin's
next pitch-
postseason. Yikes. Any idea what's going on here?
No.
Well, Christian Vasquez. Oh no. That should not have been a strike. That should
No, the
not.
first one should have been,
Ew. Makeup
which
call.
wasn't. Then the second one shouldn't have been, and then it was.
Yikes. All right,
Do
Clem.
we have Angel Hernandez behind the plate or something?
Possibly.
You guys called that a strike? That wasn't a strike.
And hey, they finally got the call right. They didn't call that foul ball a ball. We're good. We're good. They're getting it right moment by moment. 1-2 count. The top half
I'm
of the
so
8th inning.
behind.
Well, you were ahead of me a moment ago.
But we've seen a common trend here. The Phillies bullpen is keeping them in it.
Absolutely. 1-2 count to Vasquez here. Yeah, Vasquez. And he will strike out. Talk about the bullpen keeping him in it. Don't give him life. Don't give him life. I mean, the Phillies literally did nothing in that bottom half of the 7th inning, but hey, you got 2 innings to put up 2.5 runs an inning. You hit the over in one and you hit the under in the other, and away you go. Tie ball game, we go off to extras. That wouldn't be a bad thing.
I want extras.
We want extras. That's kind of good for live streaming, to be honest with you. 89 pitches. Well, mile an hour on that pitch. 16 pitches for Eflin.
89 pitches for
Eflin wasn't
Eflin.
in last at bat. Or last inning, so I don't know why they've got Eflin at 16 pitches. The counter's all messed up. But Eflin has just taken over in this inning for Robertson, and that will be strike 1. And what they're calling balls and strikes here in this top half of the 8th inning is kind of a little bit of a mess, but we'll deal with it either way. And I think for Philly, writing the script in the bottom of the 9th to win this game or send it to extras wouldn't be a bad go. The home crowd, that's for sure, with a chance to set up an opportunity to clinch it tomorrow. Strike 2 to Diaz on the swinging strike. And my friend Clem, where are we sitting as you've kind of caught up hopefully to us? What are you seeing from Eflin here early in this inning to really give you hope that maybe he's the spark the Phillies need?
Yeah, honestly, again, not really watching. I mean, getting some help from the umpires, throwing it around the zone, getting some swings and misses, like doing what a pitcher's supposed to do here.
He has struck out, so there you go. That's 2 strikeouts to begin this inning. Eflin dealing. And Zach Eflin is a big man on the mound. I don't know if you're looking on the camera as much as they're allowing you, but man, he is tall top to bottom out there for the Phillies on the mound. And I mean, I know the MLB has a lot of lanky pitchers, but this guy physically intimidating out there as he winds up and throws strike. Well, I don't know. You don't know what to call these anymore. Strike one, ball one. Who knows what any of them are? As McCormick took ball one. 20 pitches in is a fly, and he'll go ripping at strike one. All right. What do we guys got? What do we figure? What do we figure?
I figure the Phillies fans are rallying behind their team right now. They want to see some extra innings or a walk-off grand slam.
Well, Eflin's going to be able to get a foul ball on the next pitch to McCormick. So it's a 1-2 count. He's set up two strike counts and gotten their strikeouts so far. Now McCormick looking not to do what his teammates have done here in this top half of the eighth. And talk about a way to change the momentum. Your team goes cold on the bats all game, and then all of a sudden, in the top half of the eighth, Zach Eflin comes out of the bullpen and delivers just beautiful as he sets down the side 3 straight strikeouts. We like that?
You know what I noticed? Justin Verlander is 0-6 in his World Series career.
Yeah.
He's never won a World Series game?
No.
Nope.
Holy crap. Maybe
That's
the Phillies have a chance.
I'd say the Phillies definitely have a chance, and I think the Phillies might have a spark here after setting down the side in the top half of the eighth, going into the
He's
bottom
a bigger
half.
choker than Clayton Kershaw.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here for Verlander when he gets his next date on the bump tomorrow, more than likely, and hopefully for the Phillies, a good recipe for success like back in Game 1. Honestly, we talked about it, right? I can ask you guys again, or I can just summarize it. What the Phillies have to do here in the bottom of the eighth, get on board. Get some hits, take some walks, move some runners, score some runs. How many runs are we looking for out of the Phillies in this inning, though?
I think you need at least 5.
You're getting all 5 in the bottom of the eighth.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get anything off of Presley. I don't know when the Astros will throw Presley. They'll probably wait till it gets a little closer, but I don't think you're getting a single run off him. Probably not getting a hit, to be honest. So,
Well, what the Phillies need to do is if this game's not going to be a win, they got to get momentum going into the game tomorrow. And this is where it starts. Get their rhythm back.
And I think that top half of the eighth, setting them down 3 strikeouts in a row is a big momentum get for sure. But it means nothing if you just go down and set yourself down 3 strikeouts in a row. So,
sure.
Let's, Clem, go to the Phillies. What do you need to see in their approach to try and change that?
This is what I think. I think the Phillies need to call up the Mallards front office that was at the Phillies game yesterday and ask them to come back because they did really well when they were there.
The Mallards front office was at the Phillies game yesterday, and Clem was not at the Phillies game.
You're right.
Oof.
How does that work?
I'm not sure.
I could afford a ticket.
What?
I cannot afford a ticket.
What? They weren't buying tickets for free?
No.
Oh. Baseball. Anyway, we're rocking and rolling into, as B. Jilly is getting the kids involved, we're rocking and rolling into this bottom half of the 8th inning. We'll see what happens here. As it will be still, is this still, oh, this is going to be Rafael Montero taking the mound for the Astros. 1-0 record in the postseason so far. .13 ERA, 8 innings pitched, 2.2 innings pitched in the World Series. 0 runs against, friends. 0 runs against. That's the big key here, is the Phillies are going to have to change that any way possible. and stepping up into the plate. Pitch number 1. And Bohm is going to look at a ball high. So my stream lagging out a little bit. Let's go back to live here if we can't. And maybe. Okay, so we've already got a ball and a strike in the count now. Things moving along here as it'll be delivered from Montero. Ball 2. They called that a strike top half. That's a ball in the bottom half, though. So keep that in mind there, too. And Roy Halladay versus Cincinnati Reds. Last postseason no-hitter. 2010 NLDS Game 1. That is still a moment that's talked about in all of baseball at Citizens Bank Park, as it'll be moved here. Bohm looking for the second strike, and he will swing right through it. Told you he was looking for it, and away the Phillies go down into a 2-2 count here, 4 pitches into the at-bat. Montero, who's been, he's going to end up pitching 9 innings in the World Series after this inning if he can get through this one clean, so keep that in mind for him. He's looking to do some damage here and keep the Phillies off the scoreboard. He will set up, get ready, and throw this one in, and it will be outside, the dust off the glove, ball 3. Clem?
Honestly, Phillies get no hit here. They probably shouldn't win the World Series.
If the Phillies get no hit, they should win the World Series?
No, not.
Shouldn't. That's fair. Stott waiting on deck. 3-2 count. 2. Alec Bohm. Phillies fans are absolutely losing their mind despite being down 5-0. And Stott will go down swinging. Strikeout. And, yeah, that's another one for the Phillies. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. They're going to flash back. Sorry?
If the no hit.
What?
Are we making a separate video if the Phillies get no hit?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll recap it. 2022 World Series. Roy Halladay retired up there with the rest of the Phillies legends over the years. The late, great Roy Halladay. Now, Bryson Stott pulls in for his first strike, a foul ball back over the fence. All right, it's desperation time for Philly. Are you selling out, swinging at everything, or are you trying to stay within yourself and just try to get lucky by working a walk and maybe moving a bloop and a blast and away you go 3 runs, or are we just selling out here?
You don't want to sell out, but you also need to get on base. So if you're looking, it's been clear as day, they've been looking for the fastball and just haven't been able to catch up to Montero's or Abreu's fastball. It's all pop-ups, they're fouling it off. It's been decent fastballs thrown, but there's been a few fastballs they just completely missed.
Well, here's the 0-2 count.
Javier, his in the zone fastball percentage was like a 190 against. Pretty incredible, but
that is pretty incredible.
Pretty bad that you're missing 95-mile-an-hour fastballs in the zone.
Well, that is out number 2. It was a left field shallow fly, and the only World Series no-hitter was Don Larson versus the Dodgers in 1956.
What?
Yeah.
Halladay had one.
In the NLDS in 2010.
That's still the playoffs?
Not in the World Series.
Not the World Series. 5 of people in here. Welcome in.
And there we go. Gene Segura flies it out, but it goes right to Kyle Tucker. And that is out number 3. So the Phillies will come down to their last 3 outs in this ball game if they want to try come back. But first we'll have the top half of the 9th. What?
There's going to be a no-hitter in the World Series.
There's going to be a combined no-hitter in the World Series. Everybody do up.
A little less fun.
Sorry?
But that makes it a little less cool. But
a little less cool, but still a historic moment, that is for sure. And I guess just credit to the Houston Astros staff, right? We saw the highlights of Javier all game, and then we've seen what we've seen from Abreu and, of course, Montero, and lights out stuff.
think it's pretty nuts that you can go from hitting the most home runs in a World Series game and then get no hit the next day. Wow.
That's the way it
Well,
works
it
in
is.
baseball.
Tell me baseball's not the best sport.
It works out sometimes.
But to be fair, too, maybe the Astros picked up on something yesterday as well. Yeah, maybe there was some tipping of the pitching going on, but at the same time, maybe they saw something in the Phillies hitters, and that's why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I think it's pretty obvious they were tipping pitches yesterday, though.
and that very well could be, right? The Astros, as much as they gave something up, could have gained something themselves. And now all of a sudden, maybe, right? If you're tipping pitches and giving up runs like crazy, maybe now that you're not tipping pitches, maybe you are the pitching staff you believe you are. Maybe the Phillies aren't the 7-run team in the World Series. And maybe now we end up getting it done here in the bottom half of the ninth where the Astros lights out as they have the last 3, 9, 6 innings, whatever you want to say. And away you go with victory for the Astros in Game 4 to tie the series 2-2. Nobody wants to jump in. I'm fine with that. I'll let it go silent. I don't care.
No, it's. I didn't agree with Nola getting the start today. I really didn't. I said, put someone else in. You're going to need Nola versus Verlander. Yeah, Wheeler versus Verlander's fine, but the Astros had 4 pitchers that could pitch. Lance McCullers got lit up, and Javier played a really good game.
Fair. Some fair accusation.
I mean, I think you needed to go with Nola though. Like that was your only chance at winning.
No, it was their only chance of winning it at home. That's what it, I think, came down to is we got a 2-1 series lead. We got 2 more games at home. Let's win it at home.
Well, yeah, you got to be aggressive. I don't blame them. I think it's the smartest thing they could have done.
So the Phillies, in full sell mode here in the top half of the ninth, have placed none other than the only pitcher in the MLB that shouldn't still be in the MLB, Brad Hand, on the mound. Just handing the Phillies handing a victory right now. Unless the Bats can somehow put up 10 runs in the bottom of the ninth because they'll need to with Brad Hand on the mound in the top half of the ninth inning. Clem,
Seeing what you did there.
thoughts on Brad Hand?
He's not the same relief pitcher he was in the day. We saw him with the Jays. It was terrible. This is just to save an arm for the next 3 games, 2 games, whatever it will take. If the Astros win this game, it's best of 3. You need all hands on deck at that point.
Speaking of all hands on deck, Ryan Presley warming up in the bullpen for the Houston Astros currently.
Yeah, they're not getting there. It's a no-hitter. That's crazy.
Jose Altuve in an 0-2 count, and Brad Hand, of course, can't put him away on the big old curveball. So it will be an 0-2 count yet again. Pitch number 4, the at-bat coming up. I am way behind, so let's reset this. Oh, we're still at a 3-pitch count. And now all of a sudden the cat hair is bothering me down here in the basement. But it will be Brad Hand delivering the pitch to Jose Altuve. The pitch incoming, and it will be outside. Altuve thought about trying to slap it down the right field line. Didn't. And now we sit and set ourselves ready to get going here in this 1-2 count to Jose Altuve.
This is a guy that the Astros need to get going.
Well, tonight he's got a knock. Looking to try and add a second one here against the veteran Brad Hand. Somehow in a World Series game in 2022. And Altuve grounds it down to Stott. Stott fires on over to first. And look at that play by Hoskins to step over the bag, stay on the bag, but he's behind the bag in the runner's path. Interesting.
Yeah, he did like the moonwalk to keep that.
A little interesting play there from Bryson Stott and Rhys Hoskins. Almost an overthrow, but a perfect play by Hoskins to keep it under control. Clem, Astros are down to potentially their final 2 outs of this ball game. Jeremy Pena at the dish. We see any more fireworks out of the Astros, or are we done for the night?
Nah, we're done for the night.
Brad Hand set to deliver. He will get this going with a strike one as it bleeds all the way across the zone on the curveball looping. And of course, young rookie Jeremy Pena filling the shoes of Carlos Correa. We had that discussion last night about Correa, Pena, Royce Lewis got mentioned. And a 0-1 count, maybe a situation where Correa leaves a bunch of good rookies in his wake everywhere he goes, but this is ball one to Jeremy Pena on that pitch from Brad Hand. You boys ready?
Yeah.
Let's finish this inning off, shall we? 7 pitches in for Brad Hand.
Well, hey, finish this inning off doesn't mean there's no extra innings.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Jeremy Pena looks in on the pitch, and it will be ball 2 from Brad Hand. This is going to be one of those innings where it should have been over really relatively quickly, and we're going to have to sit here and suffer for 10 minutes longer than we should.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie here. If the Phillies don't get no hit though, and they break it up in the 9th inning, and they don't come back and tie it to force extras, what a waste of time.
That is exactly, and this is going to be a base hit up the middle by Jeremy Pena to get a base knock with 1 out in the top half of the 9th against Brad Hand. It was like, oh man, it's starting. Handing them the game. Right here, right now.
Handing them the singles.
Look at this. Brad Hand was like 2 inches away from coming up with that ball, though. So give some credit where credit is due. He almost had a sick catch on the comebacker. And to your point, BJ, the Astros doing what the Phillies should have been doing in the 7th and 8th, lining them back at the pitcher and trying to rattle the pitcher a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It works a bit. I think Brad Hand needed a hand with catching that ball, though.
Well, I mean, if he was a righty, I think that would have gone well past him. But here we go, 1-3 night for Yordan Alvarez. Single hit by pitch, RBI run. Can the guy do much more? Yeah, a 2-run homer wouldn't be bad, but Brad Hand, 0-1 count against Yordan Alvarez, the lefty. Lefty on lefty stuff happening right here. And Hand will throw this one in, and Alvarez will line this into the left center gap, giving chase Marsh. He's got it. He's got it down, and this will be out number 2 of the inning, with the man staying at first base on the deep fly from Yordan Alvarez. All right, Clem.
Now,
BJ's got a thought first.
Now, what would this game be like if you didn't hit Alvarez with that pitch? There were guys on second and first with no outs.
I think you still give up a hit to Bregman.
And I mean, sure, you give up the hit to Bregman, but does that sewer you down 5-0, or does that allow the Phillies to keep it a lot closer and maybe figure out Javier at some point?
If you're getting no hit, you could lose on one swing. You could lose 100-0. Doesn't matter.
Fair point. Hand throws over to Hoskins. Check on the runner at first. Bregman will draw into the box, looking for his first pitch of the at-bat. And it will be a chance here for Bregman to advance a runner, score a runner, drive home a runner, whatever you want to say, here to put the Astros up potentially 6 or 7-0 in the top half of the 9th inning if Brad Hand decides to give him a good ball to hit. Instead, that will be foul down the left field, strike 1. And still warming up in the bullpen, Ryan Presley, the intimidating closer of the Houston Astros, waiting to do his work tonight. I think he's going to tuck his jersey in. He's definitely ready to come into this ballgame. Yuli Gurriel coming up to the hole. Looking to watch his teammate, Alex Bregman, who is in the batter's box right now. Runner at first, Jeremy Pena. Hoskins still receiving the ball from Hand over there at first base. One of you guys needs to chirp in with something here because Brad Hand is taking his sweet old time getting out of this inning.
I think you jinxed it when you said, hey, they're pitching pretty fast. Now we have to sit here and watch Brad Hand pitch as slow as humanly possible.
I mean, Brad Hand, the definition of taking his time. And, well, this is a foul ball from Bregman up into the stands there in right field. So now an 0-2 count. And we could potentially be a strike and 3 outs away from a ball game coming to an end in Game 4. The Phillies lead the series 2-1, but at risk of seeing this series tied at 2. Yeah, okay.
If this series goes to best of 7, so it becomes best of 3, Houston has the advantage.
Clem, I think you'd agree.
I mean, it depends. I didn't know Verlander was 0-6. If they beat Verlander, I think Phillies still win.
I don't think they.
I think the Phillies are better set up because what are you going to do? Pitch McCullers again in Game 7 and get absolutely destroyed?
There is an off day though between Game 5 and 6.
I didn't think there was because of the
There
rain.
was November 4th, 5th, 4th. There is an off day. I looked at it.
Oh, that's stupid.
So that's their travel day, but that gives Valadez and Javier an extra day off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even if you beat Verlander, I don't think you're beating those two.
I have no idea.
2-2 count to Bregman here, by the way. And, well, runner at first still Jeremy Pena over there at first base. 15 pitches, and of course, Brad Hand. Oh, you guys should have kept talking. As soon as I talk, Brad Hand starts throwing over to first base again. There's Justin Verlander getting some screen time. A man that just ageless wonder at this point in of his MLB career. Still pitching in the World Series. Thought he was cooked at one point. Still kept going and still a Cy Young candidate here late in his career. Here's a chance from Brad Hand. Put this inning away. And a swing by Bregman into left field. Middle depth. Schwarber the catch. We're going to the bottom half of the ninth, friends.
Here we go.
All right, you talk amongst yourselves. I got to grab more water. I'll be right back.
Bregman just missed that one.
I'm excited to watch a World Series no-hitter.
That's all you have to say?
Yeah. Exciting.
What if it gets broken up? What if the Phillies actually come back in the ninth?
Well, if they win, that's all I care about. That's fine, but they're not going to.
How do you know?
Because it's Presley.
So it's Presley. So what?
He's a really good pitcher.
It was Romano, too, against the Mariners. It was Romano against the Mariners.
I don't know who that is, but he's not Presley.
Well, we'll see. Paw Patrol.
I'm pretty confident the Phillies are going to get no hit here. I'm pretty confident the Phillies are going to get no hit.
I don't think so. It's going to be a Kyle Schwarber bomb 400 feet to right field.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually harder to do without him here, eh?
Let's go. Let's get this rocking. How's the spring doing?
I made a prediction.
That's scary.
400 feet for Kyle Schwarber. Home run to break the no-hitter to right field.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this like a thing that I'm going to have to refresh my screen and go live with?
No.
Okay.
It's just showing that Javier Abreu Montero pitching the box.
Okay.
Phillies are getting no hit.
How's the stream doing?
So far, 61 views on the stream. Thank you to everybody who's been a part of it so far. It's been a very good stream for us. I mean, it's outdone last night's stream and put us kind of ahead of where we need to be for tomorrow. I guess you could say. We've definitely rock and rolled there. And pitching box score, Javier, 6 innings. Abreu, 1 inning. Montero, 1 inning. Guess what? The other 6 columns, empty, as B. Jilly was saying. What's up, Clem?
Holiday was. I forgot that.
What?
Holiday was a Philly.
Yeah, he was.
After he was a Blue Jay.
Ryan Presley, 4 saves in 4 opportunities this postseason. Scoreless on his card in the ERA department. And it will be Brandon Marsh looking and spitting on ball 1 to get us going here in the bottom half of the 9th inning.
I just want to watch the no-hitter within peace. I'm going to turn y'all down.
You're going to turn us down. All right, we're going on mute. That seems like a
until
good
we talk to you.
Man, I can't even mute y'all. Are you kidding me? It doesn't go down all the way. That's dumb.
All right.
Well, if you just had
Strike
actual
1.
TV.
Strike 1 to Brandon Marsh. A 1-1 count.
You're way behind me.
Yeah,
I
my
haven't even
stream's
seen
glitching
strike
here.
1.
All right, here we go. We're back live. It's a 2-1 count now to Brandon Marsh. The Astros wearing toques, looking like they are comfy in those toques. I could use a Houston Astros World Series toque. Didn't even know that was a thing. You guys actually have toques in the States? Weird. 2-2 count now to Marsh on the corner picker there on the curveball.
Holy cow, I'm still on 1-1.
Geez, Clem, hit go live. Refresh your stream. Do something with that stream. Actually pay for your
2-1
TV.
now.
2-2 count here from Ryan Presley, who is looking to quickly make work of this Phillies lineup. Brandon Marsh, I saw some commentary that he has got Charlie Blackmon's stylist on speed dial for that beard, by the way.
No doubt, eh?
I thought that was a funny joke.
And that hair?
That's some hair, that's for sure. JT Realmuto talking in the bullpen, and looks like everybody's got their toques on over there in the Astros dugout. Everybody just hanging out, clustered together. Toque friends.
It's cold in Philadelphia.
Well, Ryan Presley not feeling the cold. He's breathing heavy. He is excited. He's got a chance to do what Ryan Presley does at the MLB level and close out ball games and finish this one off a combined no-hitter in the World Series. Ryan Presley delivers, swung on, and what a terrible swing from Marsh. First strikeout again. And I think we are up and done with this ball game, and there's only 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, to be honest with you. That's how bad that swing was. Terrible effort. Down 5-0. The ball's in the dirt before he even starts swinging at it almost, and he's done and dusted right there.
Let's go. It's Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber, 400.
This is where the no-hitter goes bye-bye.
0 for 3, ground out in the 6th inning, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. Kyle Schwarber, I believe, is one of, if not the only people in history to hit a home run in every single MLB playoff round. AL, NL wildcard, AL, NL DS, AL, NL CS World Series. He's done it in all 7 postseason situations.
That's a unique number.
Man, you know what? The internet's a glorious place when it comes to numbers, and that's one of them. Ryan Presley delivers the 1-0, and it will be strike 1 to Kyle Schwarber. He could have yanked that one 400 feet to right field, that's for sure. Clem, have you figured out your stream yet, or?
No.
Okay. Sure. All right. So Clem's still visibly upset that he is miles behind on this no-hitter. And
that's
Schwarber,
why we want. That's why he talks with us to get ahead.
Boof. Yikes. Schwarber, 1-2 count now after swinging on the pitch that he shouldn't have swung on. The last pitch was a lot nicer, but that's fine. We'll work with it. We'll be okay. We'll figure it out as we go along here. Schwarber still a chance to break this hitless column in the hit department for the Philadelphia Phillies right here. Pitch coming to Schwarber, up high, ball 2.
Fans are leaving.
Not a chance. Not a chance Philly fans are leaving. Where do you see that?
Right behind home plate, a bunch of them left. Ooh, he almost
That's
got
off.
that one.
Schwarber? Astros fans actually in the stands. Yeah, there's a bunch of empty seats behind home plate now, and Schwarber just reams it into right field. The absolute frozen rope into right field. Those are the ones they took the netting up for because those ones are the ones that hurt fans. And Schwarber just still trying to do damage here in the bottom of the ninth. A very professional at bat here from Schwarber. Clem, how's the game going? Clem is just along for the ride. Ball
Yeah.
3 to Kyle Schwarber. He is looking, maybe now you have to sell out for the walk. I mean, what does it hurt to look on a pitch, spit on it, and try and work the walk here against Ryan Presley? He's throwing you everything off speed, all but one, a 94-mile-an-hour pitch. The fourth pitch of the at-bat, a fastball. So now, Schwarber draws in for the 3-2. 12 pitches in for Presley in this inning. They've made him work, and Schwarber will absolutely gun that one down the right field line, but again, foul. Schwarber's on it. He's on it. He's getting the pitches he wants, but he's not doing what he needs to do with them. And he's making Presley work, though. That's the big get here for the Phillies. If they need to work Presley tomorrow, he's already chewed up 13 pitches. You know, a man like Presley wouldn't have a problem going out there on a 15-plus pitch night tonight and going to work another inning tomorrow. But for the Astros, management is a thing. And look at that. Perfectly placed off-speed changeup. And Schwarber spits all over it for a walk. The Phillies in business with an out
Did
in
they
the bottom of the
say
ninth.
that Aaron Nola was on the wrong end of a no-hitter against the Astros earlier this year?
Really?
I think they did.
Oh, interesting. And look at this pitch from
That's nuts. Okay.
Presley. That
We're going away
circle
again.
change tumbling right in there. And it is not a strike by any means. So it's a walk to Schwarber.
First base runner since the third inning.
First base runner since the first inning for the
Third
Philadelphia
inning.
Phillies. Third inning.
Third.
Reese Hoskins draws in. B. Gilly, how big would a swing here
Okay,
be from
we're going away
Hoskins?
again. Also, just to let you know, my stream, my face cam is going to cut out in 3 minutes, so I'll have to come back in.
Okay.
3 minutes. How do you know in 3 minutes?
He just knows. He just knows things. I guess it's 10:30 shut off the phone time. And here is Hoskins spitting on ball one and strike one. So he's waiting to swing for the first time this game. And it looks like those Philly fans that got out of their seats have just kind of migrated up with their other Philly fans up a little bit higher. Now here's a chance for Presley to get things going. And he is going to throw a dart to the outside corner, low, ball 2. 5-0 for the Astros, but suddenly the Phillies have their first base runner from since the third inning. B. Gilly, how big of a moment is this if they can turn something and get another man aboard?
Well, I just seen what happened. So I'll let you say what happened and I'll answer that right after.
Hoskins is going to sky it into right field. Tucker's after it. Catch right there by Tucker, and that was not an easy one, but Tucker makes it nonetheless, and it is 2 outs in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Still, how important and how pivotal would a base runner be here to add on with JT Realmuto coming to the dish?
Well, you know you got Bryce Harper coming up. You got Alex Baum. You need to get on base right now. Since we started streaming, that is the 4th ball that could have been a home run pitch, but the Phillies just got underneath it.
Well, so now all of a sudden, hold on, I just got a pitch. Okay. Let's do it. Do it, JT Realmuto right here. We'll throw this one down the right field line, up with it, Bregman over to first. Game over. 5-0 final for the Houston Astros. And my friends, that is where we switch this to. Edit the live stream title, and we will go to the post game here. as we get
Aren't we
things going.
recording a video instead of doing it on stream?
Do we want to record a video or do we want to do a live post game? Which one?
Let's record it. More views that way.
Okay, sounds good. Cool, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in, all 92 of you tonight. I am up on